Peru, a country of wild landscapes, ancient wonders, and some of the toughest hikes I've ever done.
How do you even begin to take a photo of this?
Over the next 4 weeks, I travel from icy peaks to endless desert, chasing adventure at every turn.
We just saw an avalanche! Wow!
It starts high, 4,600 metres up in the Andes, doing 4 day-long hikes, including the monster of Laguna 69.
One of the toughest day hikes in South America. We've done it. We're at Laguna 69.
From the mountains to the coast, I head to Paracas and Huacachina, swapping hiking boots for sandboards and dune buggies in the middle of the desert. Next stop, Arequipa and the Colca Canyon for an overnight trek that firmly takes us off the beaten path.
Morning from the very bottom of the second deepest canyon in the world.
I'll share the lows.
It's snowing, it's even hailing hard, it's freezing cold.
And the highs of my first steps in South America. Of course, I had to at least try and visit Machu Picchu, taking the train through the Sacred Valley to stand amongst the ruins I've dreamed of visiting for years. And finally, of course, the trek to Rainbow Mountain, standing 5,000 metres above sea level. This is my solo backpacking adventure through Peru. So the last time I went on a solo backpacking trip was over 3.5 years ago on my 8 weeks in Central America. And ever since, I've always really wanted to go solo to South America. Now, I've just been given a contract at work which starts in about 4 weeks' time, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to just book a flight and go. And I've chosen Peru because I've heard it's a great balance between solo backpacking and also the views, the hiking, and also the backpacking scene. So I'm going to be there for about 3.5 weeks. All I've booked is a one-way flight to Lima and my first night in Lima, so I have no idea where I'm going to get to, who I'm going to meet, or the things I'm going to do. So let's go and see what Peru has got in store. It's a mammoth 16-hour flight to Lima with a short layover in Madrid. The view from the plane whilst flying over the Cordillera Blanca region of the Andes was stunning at sunrise. I landed about 6 AM, taking a taxi immediately to my hostel to freshen up.
So I'm staying in the Barranco neighbourhood of Lima, which is quite kind of like a calm solace in the centre of a very, very busy city. It's quite sleepy this morning and there wasn't that many people in the hostel, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm going to leave in the morning anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Later today I'm going to join a walking tour just because I feel like that's the easiest way I can meet people here, but for now I'm just having a look around this rather hippie neighbourhood. So I'm walking along La Marathon de Barranco, which literally means cliff top path, and from looking behind me you can kind of see why. It connects both the touristy areas of Lima. So I'm walking across to Miraflores now, which is a little bit more popular for tourists to stay in. About a 40-minute walk along the Pacific coast, and I can just see it coming up now.
I can't say Lima was my favourite city, with the two touristy areas being in a complete bubble from the rest of the city. So after what was quite a heavy night out in the hostel, I decided to head straight out and to Huaraz, known as Peru's hiking capital. It's the base for exploring the Cordillera Blanca, famous for its turquoise lagunas, glaciers and snow-capped mountains. The day bus took absolutely ages on very bumpy mountain passes, taking 12 hours to climb from sea level to over 4,000 metres at points. By the time we rolled into Huaraz at about 3,000 metres, the altitude definitely hit.
So today feels like the first proper day of the trip, seeing as the last 48 hours, 72 hours basically have been spent sitting down on buses and on aeroplanes. We're going to hike up to Laguna Wilcacocha, which is 3,700 metres above sea level, so it's about 300 to 500 metre ascent just to get us used to the altitude, because I am feeling like a shortness of breath here seeing as we're so high up. I'm going with a girl from the bus yesterday and a group from her hostel, so there's about 4 or 5 of us, which should be good fun. And yeah, finally getting ready to start the trip.
Laguna Wilcacocha isn't actually in the national park itself, meaning we could easily access the trailhead by Colectivo from the town centre. But in great Latin American fashion, a van pulled up by the side of the road and chaos ensued.
What's going on? crumbs?
Yes.
Got some peanuts. Oh, we're going with the door open. You okay? You good? No doubt about it, this is really difficult. It's like you almost struggle to catch your breath because of the altitude. It's really high up. Deep, heavy breaths. The air is much thinner. So we're approaching about 700 metres above sea level now, and the air here is really thin. It's like you're constantly struggling to catch your breath going uphill. But I think we're nearly at the top. Maybe I'd describe this as more of a pond. So I'm not going to stand here and say it's the most beautiful laguna you'll ever see, but it's all about the backdrop and how kind of the mountains reflect off the water. It's stunning. You're looking into the distance at peaks that are about 5,000 metres above sea level, and to put that in some context, Everest is about 9,000, so we're well on our way to a third of Everest's height, peak height, so it's very, very high up. So after the disappointment of Wilcacocha, I felt like the next day hike had to be really good, and thankfully it was one of the best days of the entire trip. It was time to head into the national park. Morning from a very sleepy Sunday morning in Huaraz, day 2 of my time here and day 2 of a trek. Now I'm going to split off from the group I was with yesterday because they're going to do Laguna 69, which is one of the toughest day hikes from Huaraz. I'm going to a similar altitude today with Laguna Rocochoyoc, but the hike's a lot shorter than the Laguna 69 one, which I might try tomorrow instead, to get you to the altitude just a little bit more. So I'm going with a group from the hostel today. So hopefully meet a bunch of new people that I went out to eat with last night. And yeah, the views are meant to be spectacular, even better than yesterday. So it's going to be about an hour and a half drive into the national park for the first time. We stopped on the way to Waterfall, which is a great opportunity to introduce 2 people I'll be spending a lot more time with on this trip. Kate from the Netherlands, who's a Dutch influencer and now pretty much a full-time traveller, and Niels, who just graduated from university studying criminology and is backpacking for a few months around South America. How's the altitude?
Yeah, tough.
It is brutal. You can't see the altitude in the pictures, can you? So you go.
So added like 3.8 thousand or something. I don't know what we're at right now.
iPhone app. It's 3,600.
What are we? Unbelievable. 3,600 metres. Enjoying yourself? Scenic piss.
Yeah, I just said to him, this is one of the most beautiful places I ever took a piss, I think.
It was then another hour drive up another 1,000 metres to Laguna Rocochoyoc. That was some journey up. Like the air just kept getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and now it's just started to spit. But you can see the glaciers and the ice, just like right there. Yet it's still not that cold. So we're on our way to the Laguna now. What a view. I think this right now is the highest I've ever been at ground level in my entire life.
6,000.
He's walking, he's not getting the boat.
I love it that
Atenango in Guatemala was the highest ever, and now this is the highest I've ever been in my life. It's not on a plane, crazy. Just look at the colour of that, absolutely mental. I've never seen like bluer water. How do you even begin to take a photo of this, video of this? You've got the glaciers like right up there, the Blue Lagoon, and we're just walking on the side of it. Absolutely crazy scenery. This altitude is brutal. It's like just going up 50 steps, I'm out of breath. How are you finding the altitude?
Yeah, killing.
Is this the highest you've ever been in your life?
Definitely.
You happy you're not on the boat?
Yeah.
Look at that, that is so funny.
Yeah. Let's go there.
So we've just come across the corner to Frozen Lake, which is literally in touching distance with the glaciers in the brink. Look at the state of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just wish I could take photos with my eyes. What a view this is. An absolutely massive glacier with a frozen lake in front of it. I mean, I've been to the Arctic and seen stuff that's not even close to this. Do you know what altitude we are now?
41? I can check.
Go on, we all want to see.
4,500. Ooh, yeah.
That's it.
Okay, nice.
Come on. 4,490.
In anything like this in my life.
So this is the highest you've ever been?
Yeah, for sure. The highest was 4,000 meters, and it was a volcano. But this is just amazing. It's the snow and this glacier.
And just as we were thinking the scenery couldn't get any more dramatic, an avalanche. Wow. That was insane.
That was really insane. Yeah. What an avalanche.
We just saw an avalanche.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, you were asking about it, like those things that when it's going down, you know? It's crazy. Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later it just collapses.
Got it in camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all on film.
Oh, just the sheer weight of that ice just falling down, crazy, isn't it?
The noise.
The noise.
The noise.
Now that's what? Would you say like 500 metres away, 600 metres away up there?
Yeah.
Now it feels like we're in Manchester. Goodbye lake.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Unbelievable. As if we saw an avalanche as well. We decided we needed a proper day of hiking before taking on the beast of Laguna 69, and we chose Laguna Churup, which sits at about 4,450 metres. There was no need for a tour for this one, as it was close by to Huaraz. We heard this involves scaling a cliff face, which was a little unnerving, but the first challenge was steps, and more steps. It started off pretty brutal so far. We are probably about a third of the way through to the lagoon, and we can actually see it in the far distance. But it's been a lot of steps. This is the first proper acclimatisation hike before we take on the big boy, Laguna 69, tomorrow hopefully. At the moment we're feeling okay. It's just the three of us. We've got Kate and we've got Niels who's up ahead. We've got 3 hours to go up, an hour there, 2 hours down. So the scenery yet again though is absolutely stunning. Right, here's the main mission of today, not to acclimatise but to test the Peruvian Oreo.
It's more crunchy.
Than the classic Oreo?
Yeah, there's more air in like the cookie, and the cream is less.
Go on.
No, I agree, but it's good.
The altitude started to kick in again. How high do you reckon we are at the moment? About 300?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I can check. Right now we're pretty quickly up.
We're what?
It's 4,200.
4,200. And this goes up to 4,500. So we've got another 300 metres of ascent in the last kilometre or so. That's brutal. We found ourselves a Dutch influencer.
Wannabe.
Wannabe. We've got to go 300 metres up in the next kilometre.
Really?
So that 300 metres that I've just been talking about begins here.
Yay!
That's where we started, right over there. Can anyone see the Dutch coming up through the rocks? They camouflage in very well. There's one. And there's two. It is really brutal up here. The climb is steep, especially 400 metres above sea level. Less than a kilometre to go in touching distance. That's insane.
Fucking hell. No way. Yeah, I think that is gonna be the hard part, right? Where you have to pull yourself up. Fucking hell.
You can see the rope as well.
Where?
Right up there at the top.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
We're going up that.
We're going up.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, we're gonna sit down for a bit because
Yeah, please.
for 5 minutes.
Oh my god, I was not expecting that.
So our final challenge of reaching Laguna Churup is rock climbing. What would you say, about 200 metres up a cliff face? At 4,500 metres of altitude. This should be fun.
What is essentially rock climbing in the Peruvian Andes?
You know that cliff face we were at the bottom of before? We're at the top of it. So we ended up going the wrong way to the lake. We can kind of just about see it, but we've got to go down a bit again and then over. This lake is teasing us. We've said we're nearly there probably about 10 times in the past half an hour, but at least now we can see it. So after 3 hours of constant uphill, 600 metre ascent, rock climbing, river crossing, scaling a cliff, we've made it! Laguna Churup.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh man.
How are we feeling?
Great. Tired. But we did it. Proud. That's the great word.
All the algae. This feels way more rewarding than yesterday just because we climbed so far to get to it. Whereas yesterday we literally just turned up in a van. That was some effort.
What do we do when we're travelling and there's a power cut and the whole city is in darkness? Wow, there are loads of dogs. Really? Is everyone scared? There's a lot of barking.
Is that a shit idea?
This feels like a silly idea.
It does feel like a shit idea.
Yeah. You'd think it was midnight, it is about 7 p.m. and we want food. So the restaurants aren't serving food either. So I'm meant to start Laguna 69 hike in about 12 hours time. I've not had any dinner. And we can't buy any food for tomorrow either. Because the whole city is in complete darkness.
The citywide power cut lasted the entire evening, which was not the ideal preparation to take on what would be the hardest trek of my life.
Morning, and it's time for the one we've all been acclimatising for. 4:30 start up to Laguna 69. It's going to be a 700 metre ascent, 15 kilometre round trip, a full day out. How are we feeling?
Good.
Yeah. All right. Could be better.
3 hours to the start point. Let's see how this is going to go.
The journey up was on rocky dirt tracks, making it virtually impossible to sit straight, let alone sleep. But after a hearty fried egg in bread breakfast, we stopped at Laguna Mujer, Women's Lake, for a quick respite from what felt like being in a washing machine.
Pretty nice, no? So the colour is so blue because it's only 20 metres deep. So all the minerals are more concentrated. That's why it's a lighter colour blue. And apparently this is more beautiful than the one we're doing a 6-hour round trip to. So take the photos while we can. The Instagram spot. Let's hike 3 hours up to a lake which is less beautiful.
The first 45 minutes are flat, then we have like a little stop, then it will be like 5 turns, pretty steep, then I think it will be flat again, or we will arrive at like another lake, and then it's like 5 or 6 turns up and pretty steep again.
So how far are we ascending here? About 900 metres I think?
I thought 700.
700 metres.
We're like 3,800 right now, we're going to 4,600.
So it's quite a way up. This is probably going to be the most difficult hike I've ever been on, but after 4 days of acclimatisation hikes, hopefully the altitude doesn't hit too hard.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. The views are already pretty well, so it's gonna get even better. Yeah.
Maybe I do like hiking, but we're not like going up right now.
I love hiking when I'm not going up like a massive cliff face like yesterday. At the moment it's nice and flat.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
Along the bottom of the valley. Not even a hill in sight to climb. So it's all been very flat so far, but the altitude is just taking it out of us. We've been walking for about 1.5 kilometres in what at home would just be an easy kilometre, but here it's brutal. How are we doing so far?
Yeah. Good. Slow and steady, like a diesel.
How does it feel to have an Ajax shirt with a Sunderland striker on the back? That's got to be embarrassing.
Yeah. We definitely lost some hour points there.
So following on from yesterday's blackout versus Oreo, we're going to do the taste test. One is a blackout and one is an Oreo, and you close your eyes.
I think that's an Oreo, but...
Well, the correct answer is the first one was a blackout and the second one was an Oreo. Which one tasted?
The first one more, I think. Yeah.
He enjoyed the blackout more than the Oreo, so there you go. The walk is actually easier than yesterday. It's just like maybe the effects of yesterday's hike on my body, I don't know. I'm just absolutely exhausted. We're approaching a third of the way up. That was a gentle part, and now we've started zigzagging up this hill. Just trying to get through it, but just can't catch my breath.
Turn around.
$3K to go. This is the first lake. Laguna Consuelo, 4,297 metres above sea level. Doesn't it feel it? How are we doing though? Effort levels?
It's going alright. I need to not stick with your pace, but take it a bit more slowly, and then we will get there. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
So the last stretch, the last kilometre goes all the way up that hill and over there. Going to be tough. So we're just walking through this absolutely unreal valley. It's like the calm before the storm, before it really kicks up to Laguna 69. And I've been told it's one of the toughest ascents. I am being swarmed in like flies as well. They seem to love me being ginger. There's like 3-4 around me all the time, buzzing around my face, which is kind of ruining the serenity of this landscape. 1K.
Almost.
Isn't this last section meant to be really tough?
I guess so.
That's
Steep.
That's what I read in the videos. They all go, oh, the last kilometer.
And we're into the last kilometre. Probably about halfway up. Final things up there. We've come from pretty much all the way down here. Loads of flies still follow me up the hill, but so far it's not been too bad. I've just been saying like 1, 2, 3, 4 in my head for each step. I'm trying to look at the scenery, even though when this huge hill's ahead of you, it's pretty hard just not to look at your feet. Anyway, onwards. So close. Come through the worst of it now, but going up that hill was by far one of the toughest treks I think I've ever done. But coming up through the valley, just walking towards the lake, but the scenery here is unbelievable. Down at the bottom everyone was walking in like a queue, but as that hill was so tough, it spread everybody out, so it means you could walk at your own pace, which is really good. And here we are, 4,600 metres above sea level, Laguna 69. You made it.
Yeah. That last 100 meters.
Brutal. One of the toughest day hikes in South America. We've done it. We're at Laguna 69. You did it. How did you find it?
Because our first trek
Really? Your first one?
here. Yeah.
That must have been rough. Very tough.
That's for him.
You gonna jump in?
I think it's cold.
How cold do you think it is?
Maybe
2 degrees, yeah.
Zero, I think.
Not for me.
no.
That's first.
Here we go. And whilst I waited for Niels and Kate to summit, I became the Laguna photographer. One more.
And 90 minutes later, joking, they arrive.
Not too bad.
No, I'm actually quite impressed. I just sprinted up basically. How do you find that?
Intense, but worth it.
I was dying.
Yeah, honestly, that last like 100-meter kick up as well, just put one foot at the other and get over, wasn't
I
it?
thought it would be like the last turn and then like play, but it was like up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done.
So
Look at that face. Delight.
delight and pain at the same time.
Now let's get the classic photo.
Yeah.
The big question, was the hike worth the view?
Definitely. Just look at it.
We've got a cheese and crisp sandwich that I made during the power cut last night in front of this view. Pretty good.
Yes.
Worth the climb?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
Because the view is amazing. We don't have this back home.
Now we couldn't visit Lake 69 without doing one specific pose in front of the sign, could we? Are you going top or bottom?
We discussed yesterday, so you already know.
I'm top. I don't want to be crushed.
Yeah.
And after a well-deserved day of recovery, that was it for our time in Huaraz. It was no doubt one of the best weeks I've had backpacking, and this was only the start of my Peruvian adventure. It was time to rejoin the backpacker trail. Next time, we're swapping mountains for coastline, cruising around the seaside village of Paracas in a dune buggy where the desert collides with the Pacific. Then it's out to sea to spot penguins, sea lions, and a sky full of vultures. How can you not like vultures?
I'm about to cry.
Before hitting the iconic backpacker oasis of Huacachina to bodyboard giant sand dunes. And of course, no trip to Peru is complete without Machu Picchu and Rainbow Mountain. But are these bucket list spots really worth the hype?